I don't think anybody's there yet.
All right, live session number 2 on YouTube. Hey, everybody. So today we thought we were just brewing some tea and we're like, let's go live because everybody's isolated. We're isolated. So we're going to brew this up right now. It's Fenghuang Danzong. What are the
Zhong.
Zhong.
It means the cultivar or varietal is from Song Dynasty, but it's just a cultivar. It really is not so old or stuff. It's a concept, a marketing concept more.
Well, it certainly smells good. It doesn't smell like it's from Song Dynasty. It doesn't smell old. It smells chocolatey and thick.
Of course not. It's talking about the tree itself.
Teasing. So we were trying to figure out what to brew and realize we have not had Danzong in a long time.
But because of the lunch, I really want something aromatic. So I was like, definitely some Oolong. You can see our setup here in the back where we edit videos and stuff.
Yeah, this was a really impromptu live session.
This is our real tea, not the real, but our tea table setup here.
Yeah, facing the window, so the lighting's all messed up, but we're having a good time. We don't care. Giving us a rinse.
So what are you guys doing?
I watched a cool video by that's the rinse. Well, you can smell it there. I watched a cool video. Eric, Leafy Eric, if some of you know him, it's Eric Scott. He's a scientist, and he's doing a paper on. I'm going to mess this up, but anyway, he has a cool channel. He does this Tuesday thing called Tuesday Tea Science or Tea Science Tuesday. So if you're a bit nerdy about tea science, the science of like all, and it's kind of, I think it's a little bit unconstrained. So it might cover aromatics, it might cover fermentation or oxidation. And he does a really great job of diving into the details and stuff on that channel. I really love it. I checked it out today, and he was drinking Ivan cha, which is not tea. It's a.
We're gonna switch so I can brew, he can talk. I'm just waiting for the.
Oh, I can brew.
I'm really thirsty.
I'm gonna.
No, you can talk.
Anyway, so he brews this Ivan cha, which is fireweed, which is an herb. It's not Camellia sinensis, but they process it like black tea, and it was super interesting. So now I'm looking for some. The one that he got was from I think Jeff Norman turned him onto it, and they don't deliver to Canada. I checked, so if you know where I can get some of this stuff that's pretty decent, because I mean, like I suspect, like any other tea, there's probably good versions and less good versions. You probably want to know where you're getting it to get a good one, and I'd like to give it a fair shake. I don't want to just sort of go out random. So if somebody can give me a recommendation of which Ivan cha I can get that they would recommend, and I don't care if it's from Canada, as long as they'll deliver to Canada, I will take a local store. It's just nice to have a recommendation from somebody who's tried it. That's all. So I can look around locally too, though. So anybody joining? I don't know how to tell on YouTube yet. I'm not very versed in this.
Here. People, thumbs up.
We definitely have not had Danzong in a while. I really miss this flavor and aroma, right? Booming.
Yeah.
It definitely has those floral elements. Oh man, we haven't had this forever. Now I want to have a wudong next.
Yeah, I don't like this tea actually.
Oh, I love the Gaiwan made.
Not Danzong, just this one. Like.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's a really young plant.
Oh yeah. This is where I get So one of the points of doing these live sessions is so that you guys can experience the same thing I experience.
The meanness
and
from me.
live learning, I was going to say. You got to put a positive spin on it. So you can call it meanness or you can call it live learning, but Jen has a really good ability to taste. Beyond for me, the flavor of this tea is quite pleasant. It's got a bit of a cookie, biscuity sweetness, and it's very drinkable. It has a little touch of a bite at the back end, but it's not aggressive. But she's tasting a little bit more about I don't know what to call them, like pure quality elements or something like that. I'll let you take over and explain yourself to everybody now.
I don't know how to explain that. It's
well, young plant. What did you pick up that gave that away?
I don't want to mislead anybody. It's like to simplify that, it's just the thinness. Some teas you taste, it's how should I say? Like brew can be strong,
right?
But it can be strong, but it doesn't mean it's flavorful. Flavor is strong level. Some tea are brewed really lightly, but it's still packed with flavor. But some tea, even when you brew that really strongly, it's still very faint. Like what I call that watery flat. Like it's like all the flavor or all the aroma, everything is on the surface. Like maybe just 1 second of a hint and not hint. I mean, like impact was 1 second, and after that, there's no. Not saying after power, but the it's just a really thin layer, and there's not enough substance. Like the young plant, like imagine the plant is just a couple of years old. Their root is not deep enough. They cannot get enough materials like nutrients and elements into the leaves to really produce that kind of thick or luscious, that texture, like that layers of
and maybe the integration
flavor
into the water is a bit less.
Yeah. It has that. Of course, it still have that like floral, like the danchong you would like from that kind of notes. It's just yeah.
And it's got a really interesting, like stinky flower gaiwan lid.
Yes, and that's what I was when I first smelled the dry leaf in a warmed gaiwan. It has that kind of off. It's still aromatic, just slightly off.
And I still like it. I like the stinky lid.
It's really hard to describe. I'm not good at that. Somebody say something. Danchong is one category of oolong I've tried to like but can't. Too much other tea to bother trying to force myself to like danchong. Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because I kind of agree with you. I can't say I struggle to like it, but when I reach for a tea, it's really low on my list too. When I go for an aromatic oolong, I'm reaching for Taiguanyin, Bayat Silan. I like them a little bit more roasty. I'm not a big fan of the high floral. I find it often
too loud.
Too loud, and in particular, I don't mind loud, but too perfumey sometimes. The fragrance is so there. It has almost a perfumey texture and feeling in my mouth that I don't like. And that's kind of why I like this one. And maybe that's why the young plant works for me, because it doesn't have enough maturity to have that full perfumey. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really thin for me. I don't like a tea that has only flavors and no mouthfeel, like a really thin watery. It's like flavored water. I don't like that. So I don't like this. Yeah, for me, I like when I have danchong, I really just udong danchong. That's the only one. Because when I first had danchong, like 15, around.
A while ago, 15 years ago?
Yeah, 12, 15. Not very that was a very obscure tea, so it wasn't definitely a big hit or anything, or a lot of people didn't know that tea. But when I first when I first had that tea, it was really like mind blowing for me, and it was. Yeah, and that kind of flavor is old dancong. Now dancong is so quote unquote popular. They're doing a lot of mass productions and stuff. The flavor is just a lot of I think it's low end. I would call that low end than dancong. Really, just to emphasize on the
Right.
floral, just the aroma, but a lack of all the
Right.
goodies that dancong supposed to
Right.
have. I think.
Right. Kind of a similar phenomena that happened with Taeguanyin when it boomed, right? Where they just start to emphasize aroma, and forgot about the tea making and the thickness of the liquor and the
Yes.
all the other elements. Nice. Still works as an after lunch tea though. For me.
Absolutely.
Oops. I had a live social media oversteep right here. You saw it first on YouTube Live, folks. Did you guys ever have that? The social media oversteep where you're so busy taking a picture of your tea that you forget that you're infusing it, and then suddenly you've got a 10-minute infusion on your hands?
It happens to us a lot. And when it happens, I have to dilute it with just water.
Yeah, we either pour water straight into it or do a couple super fast infusions just over the leaf and out if the leaf, especially if it's already been infused quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give it instead of pure water, it's a little still tea-ish.
Interestingly, my mom, Jianli, she is always anti-diluted straight up with pure water. She thinks that's awful because it really gives that water flavor. It adds the water flavor. So she always do flash infusions to dilute that, right? But I'm just too lazy.
I get cranky with her when she pours water in the sherry pot. And we'll show you guys the liquor color. That's what we were.
That's pretty close to what we see here. Slightly deeper, but really close.
Yeah, it's cool because we can see the real one and the image. So
yeah,
you're getting a pretty good. Well, we don't know what your monitor is making it look like, so I guess we never know. Show you the leaf too, the brewed leaf, since we're all here together.
We forgot the
I hope it
dry leaf.
No, I showed him the dry leaf in the.
Oh, you did? Great.
Oh, maybe in the thumbnail only. So you'll have to look at that later.
And that's small.
Anyway, that's what is that? 4 or 5 infusions. You want to have a look? Nice little leaves.
And you see the leaves? It might not show as well, but in real life, it just feels really thin, really, young plant leaves.
Right. Not just small leaves as in tender buds, but
not the leaf size.
Yeah.
It's the
more just the and you can feel it too. Gotta grab my cloth. Water's getting cool a little bit, but I finished it. No, I think that's good for now. We'll get back to work.
Really a live session with our tea break. Yeah. I have been working on a new video soon.
Pretty good one.
About tea storage. So I don't know if I don't think it's a very often asked question. Just to feel like it's some.
I saw it pop up just the other day
really?
On Twitter. Yeah, somebody was thinking about storing. They want to start it wasn't a storage necessarily, but an aging question, which I think is going to be a segment.
Yeah.
So
I want to talk about tea storage and some aging, like how to age, but how do you store tea for aging? And
can they hit us with questions, or is it too late?
Yeah, I'm still writing the script. I'm trying to put all the thoughts in an organized way, so I work really slow. trying to figure out the best way to answer the questions and categorize and giving some overall guidelines and stuff. So it's really slow for me to work on it and write about it. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave that down below so that I can include that in the future videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else I wanted to share? We were kind of toying about who would present that video, right? Because you're supposed to present the mean content. I'm supposed to be the good cop. So I want to be the bad cop, though. It's kind of boring always be the good cop. But I don't know if I could do it. I'm too nice.
I'm ready for all the thumbnail.
I didn't understand. I thought you said thumbnail, but you said thumbs down.
Down.
Yeah, so give us lots of thumbs up. Pump up our thumbs up ratio.
Yes. Aging storage questions are tricky. Everyone thinks the way they learned is best. That's right. And I think, I don't know, I kind of in the, how should I say, in the same page. It's not you do or what you heard from even different vendors or stuff. I think it's a place that people can share all their thoughts. They're all different because everybody, like, we can read about what other people are doing and the reason they're doing and consider, okay, does that apply to us? Because, what people do in Yunnan to store pu'er might not work for us because Ottawa is really dry. And, sometimes it's just to have some contribute to different ideas that we can all share and take what's useful, what can be used for people. And I think most of our video, that's what I was thinking.
Flavor, right?
I
mean, there's always a few things that are just fundamental. Like you don't leave your tea out in the bright sunlight. Everybody knows that, and nobody's going to say, "Oh, that." But once it gets to the nuances, there's no one right way to do it.
And it's no, doesn't hurt to hear some other thoughts. So. Yeah. It's actually that thought was like a month ago. I had a chat with one of the a fellow tea lover on Instagram. She was asking about how should I say that, like revive dead oolong. That was the topic we started to talk about because she found out that some of our oolong were really dead, not very aromatic and stuff, and how to do with it. So I give her some tip, and of course she herself already were using those candle like incense burner, like the essential oil burner, but not to put the essential oil, but put some tea leaves in it to warm it up with a little candle below it. You know what I mean?
Kind of like roasting, mini roasting or something?
Yeah, it's actually worked just like a mini roasting.
Right. So she wasn't using any aromas, no incense or anything, but she was using that
using that. Yes, because it's perfectly set up with a mini bowl on top and a little candle.
Super hot.
Yeah, so she used that and it works like that. So she was like, oh, maybe it would be cool to share some storage suggestions and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it is true because on our packaging and our website has it, but on our packaging, we don't put much about like expiry date.
Right.
Expiry date, we don't put something like that. So I think it's also a good chance for us to explain when does your tea expires or something like that. Yeah. Cool. So, and we have a music video. I don't know about video part. He did the Hei Cha video. No. Just the
song.
audio
I did
part.
The music, right? So we were eating breakfast one morning, and I'm a little bit goofy, supper whatever. And anyway, I was being goofy and just making up a little song about Hei Cha to the tune of Hey Jude. I didn't know she recorded the video of that.
I posted it on
Facebook. So then I got kind of peer pressured into making a song out of it. So I made a little goofy Hey Jude, Hei Cha song, which will be funny, I think.
Yeah, it's finished, but we're struggling about what, image, what content to fill
I want
in
to do like
for the
kind
music
of
video.
an animated. I want to have it, but I don't know how to do that. And I don't know anybody who does animation. So if anybody knows anybody who does good animations, I'd love to have a little like cartoon puar and cartoon logs of tea interacting with each other and running away from barbarians or running to barbarians, or because all of that's kind of in the song. So I'd love to do a little animated, goofy tea cartoon, but I have no idea where to start with that.
I feel like it takes
so
much time.
Yeah, and I'm nervous. Even if I was able to do it, I wouldn't want to put in the time. I'd have to first learn it and then do it. So if you know anybody who's a tea nerd and they want to help me with an animation, it's about a 3 to 5 minute video. So also, I think that's pretty long in animator terms. I don't know. I feel like it's super long to animate something. Yeah, leave a comment down below or a comment right now if you know anybody. So those are the ones we got in the hopper for videos coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't tell them about the Ottawa, and we'll save that as a surprise.
And we also have other surprise.
And other things. So mysterious. All right, but I think for now we're going to get back to work and sign out.
Yeah, that's our tea break for this afternoon.
That was what I found to be a pretty yummy dancong and what she found to be a not so great dancong, but we both had a nice tea break.
Look at the sorry, here. You can see.
Yeah, I think it just got sharp.
A tip, the better the leaves hold the ball, the older that is. And this is just the pieces.
Right, that's good.
You know? It's just they're so straight.
The better they hold the ball, so even because sometimes you get thin, tender leaf from a mature plant, but it's more like resilient somehow, and like so.
By the look, it's not the shape, it's not.
It's the feel almost, and the material that's.
Drink more tea and, observe more leaves, and you will know what I'm saying.
And then you'll be like her, and you can just taste that right away. She nailed that. Oh, I got a slap. All right, everybody. See you later.
Have a fun day.
Keep steeping, like, subscribe, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about that too much. Just have a good day. Enjoy your isolation. Drink lots of tea. I'm gonna say goodbye for now.
Nice.